Hello, hello, good evening, and welcome. Can see and hear clearly now the rain has gone. I can see clearly now the rain has gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. That's the wrong one, isn't it?
It's lovely.
I'm surprised you haven't said you can see and hear me.
Well, I'm mixing it up a bit.
Okay, I consider it to be mixed up. So, what are we talking? Well, I cannot presciently see into the future, so I do not know. Um, Usual format, in so much as bit of a ramble about uh, last week, and then the ramble subject, then questions and answers and stuff. Except we may need to skip the ramble subject and go straight to questions and answers. And my wonderful assistant Crimson will throw them at me as and when I need them. So, what has the last couple of hobby weeks had going? Well, there was a period of no. Oh, it's started already. Make the Machine super chat. Shameless plug for Porfest 3. So Porfest is a community organised event held at tabletop events in Belper for channel members to meet up, chill out, and throw dice. And I put in an appearance and wander around going, "Oh, they look so pretty." And this will be the third Porfest. Roughly a year since the first one. So there you go, Mick. Plug for Porfest 3, and shameless it was, sir. Shameless. Excuse me, thirsty. And you can just see the cresting top of the cat. So we had heat wave, and during heat wave, very little hobby was done. I mean, very little hobby, very little of anything other than sitting in front of fans going, at least before that, no, not before that, not before that. Since that, had a hobby weekend. I say hobby weekend, so we started filming. Well, started and finishing and finished filming the Thondia campaign, which we did across 3 days with Hammers of Sigmar, Astral Templars, Beasts of Chaos, Bone Splitters, and Cruel Boys. That was a fun time. There was stuff ahead of that to try and get done. There was an extra unit of Vanguard Hunters that needed painting, got those done. There was an extra unit of Manskewer Bolt Boys, got those done. And there was a unit of Etherwings, did not get those done. They are still sat in a in a half-painted state on the on the painting desk, from where I put the brush down when the door rang, when the first of the of the crew arrived. So they didn't make it. I haven't done any painting since. It was a number of days before I did 2 hobby oriented stuff. I sat and assembled a box of storm vermin, which I've had on the shelves for probably about 15 years. It's a fantasy battle storm vermin, and the instructions basically say pieces assemble. But they weren't too difficult to work out and not too hard to fit together now that they don't have to be in rank and file. Although that's why some of the ones at the back are stood holding their halberds like this, and then there are only a few that are holding their halberds like that. So there was that. Having played Miscaven twice, I concluded that 80 clan rats is nothing like enough if I want the army to scale. So I sort of thought of the weekend, well, I've got these 70, 80 odd clan rats that I didn't bother rebasing. Hashtag sigh, I will rebase those. So I started on that on Sunday, amongst a bunch of other things that are mostly non-hobby related. Like I sanded and repainted my fire pit. The big electric drill with a wire brush thing on the end. And that is mostly what I have done hobby-wise. I might be... Oh, no, of course. Filmed a battle report last Friday with Wolf Corgi against his Necrons. Iron Warriors versus Necrons. That was a lot of fun. Got to use the new Chaos Marine Codex for the first time. Not nearly as complicated as many other codices have recently been, which was nice. It was a relatively straightforward set of rules, which didn't involve a grotesque amount of cross-referencing, which was nice. And yeah, that's been the last couple of weeks, hobby-wise. How about yourself, Crimson? How have the last couple of weeks been? I can see there's some camping chat, but you...
Oh, yeah, I went camping. I think I've just said to Mick, I think I need to remember I'm made for comfort and not for physical stuff anymore.
Well, I was quite surprised when you said you were going camping, because I know previously you've said to me, no, hotels.
I only went because my sister, because she wanted to go. So I went with her, and I've decided, no, it's really not for me. Not again. So, yeah, anyway. But yeah, camping mainly. Looking forward to getting back in it. I must apologise if I've not replied to anybody in Discord, because I know I've got a few messages, but I've not done it yet because I've been putting the camping things away, and I've also got new central heating going in today, and that's horrible.
Oh yeah,
horrible.
That rips half the house out.
I am a bit OCD, as Paul will tell you, on tidiness and tidying up. So they have messed with my mental health today, the workmen. So it's all been about that. Very boring stuff.
Did they at one point come up to you and say, "We've got a bit of a problem. We're going to have to put a big hole in this wall"?
Yeah, he said, "This is gonna. Am I all right to chip it away? Because it's going to need a bigger hole." Well, chipping it away, I've got a massive hole in the wall now. Massive hole where the fire used to be. Yeah, so I'm a bit stressed with that, but it'll be all right. So tomorrow the radiators go in, and Friday the air vents, and that's it. Extractor fans Friday, all done.
And how long are you going to spend cleaning and tidying afterwards?
I have no idea. I think I'm just going to come here and forget it. He did at one point say, will you be going out today? So I think I must be getting on the nerves a little bit. So, but yeah, he had to go on the roof and I wanted to attach him to some cord. It's a long story, but my roof is really steep. And I was sort of thinking, oh God. Anyway, yeah. So,
he has probably done it before.
Yeah, but he did say this is the steepest roof he's ever done. And if he didn't want to get it finished for me as much as he did, he wouldn't go up on the roof. But he said, because you're really... Yeah. So, oh dear. It's a mess.
Because you fed me bacon, I will put my life at risk.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I need it, Mick. I'll tell you.
So
I could do with a hand if you're free, Mick.
James Wood, member for 18 months, going to see a return to the War of the 10 Legions. I hope so at some point. I need to, now that I've got my, now that the Thondia campaign is done and filmed, I need to work out what the next few months looks like, because I've also got another AOS campaign. I've got another 2 AOS campaigns in mind, but I do want to get some 40k stuff in there as well. So it may well be some War of the 10 Legions. I don't know. It's to be confirmed. And we have another super chat from Mitt the Machine at Crimson towards the cleaning and DIY fund.
Bless him.
Lol.
I love him. Absolutely love him. I'm going to get you and Kieran coming round with your rubber gloves on. That's another story.
Yes. And what about the cleaning?
And then we'll do some cleaning.
Well, quite. So is that your last couple of weeks?
It is. It's so boring. So boring. I'm afraid. Move on.
I'm trying to think. My mind is almost a virtual blank of things to ramble about. I am ramble dry. But that's okay. I'm sure I can stimulate some further ramble.
Well, Moog's just put a question in there.
Did he? Oh, okay.
And Mick's put a channel anniversary comment as well, so you can do that. Read those.
Okay, has the channel anniversary happened yet? I don't know. I should maybe find out when it is and put it in my diary as like a recurring thing. Somewhere in the back of my mind, it says that the 14th rings a bell. But I would have to look it up. And I'm not quite sure. Oh, actually, hang on. I could possibly look it up whilst I'm rambling at you. Because in theory, if I go to the very bottom of the list of videos in the studio with page things per page, 50, right? No, more than that, please. Next 50. More than that, please. Okay, so that. Oh no, more than that. Oh, it's just being ridiculous. 231. Why is it saying I've not got that many videos? Oh, it doesn't count the private videos. Yes.
What are they? Private videos? I've seen those.
The ones for members only.
Obviously.
That's the private ones. Okay, so the channel anniversary is the 1st of August. On the 1st of August 2020, I posted 4 videos. House Rules and Thoughts on 9th Edition. Welcome, which was me saying, hello, this is a channel I'm doing. Night Lords versus Fulminators, which is still my highest rated video ever, which I find very, very confusing. and Hobby Vlog episode 1 with what looks like a Night Lord's Leviathan Dreadnought. Yeah. So there we go. The 1st of August. Hello, Lemmy. The 1st of August is the what is the channel's birthday. Was the anniversary? Was the 2-year anniversary? Gosh, it's been a roller coaster for 2 years. The first year pretty much taken up with Solo Hammer and the obsession I had of getting a battle report out on to members every week and one to public every other week, which I managed to keep up for about 9 months. That was there was a lot. There was a lot there. Then there was more of a sort of as that became trickier and trickier to do, there was more sort of varied content. And then after the more or less the year mark was when the channel got to 10,000 subs and I became part of the GW Reviewer program. And as I signed up for the Reviewer program, they happened to send me the new box of AOS, which I thought, well, I've got to do something with it. They've sent it to me. So I unboxed it. And that was how I ended up playing AOS. And I've done more AOS in the
I'm just laughing at Sanguinary God's joke.
Okay, I'll get to that in a bit because I'm doing the thing with the thing that you said to do. There it is. It's there on the screen. Yeah, and it's been largely AOS this last year. And I have to say, I did not expect to like AOS. I did not expect to at all, but I absolutely love it. So then, Moog Little Figures asks, okay, pertinent question. And Painting Repentia, what colour is Sororitas underwear? Well, I would imagine they buy in bulk. I would imagine they either go for... I wouldn't have thought colour selection is one of their main criteria. I would have thought they either want comfort for running around in power armor and not being chafed, or they want discomfort for what's the name, like when religious people do things that are uncomfortable because of devotional things, penance,
God bothering.
Penance, something like that. I wouldn't imagine they make any note whatsoever of the colour.
I think it's pink.
So I would say
Pink.
Based on
It's just an observation.
You've seen Sororitas underwear?
No, but normal underwear. Pink, I think. I like pink. You can't go wrong, really.
But Space Nuns.
Pink. Have you seen what kind of knickers nuns wear?
I have not.
It's disgusting.
Okay. So pink, apparently, Moog. Space Nuns wear pink underwear. But before I knew that, I would have said they just buy whatever they need in bulk, irrespective of the colour. So, mix it up a bit or do them all the same. But apparently, they're all pink.
Joe says beige, but that's a bit boring, Joe.
I would have gone with beige or just something dark and readily available, I would have thought. I don't know. Anyway. So,
not looking at your underwear, though.
I have.
Paul has the most amazing underwear drawer. Don't ask me how I know that. Sounds a bit weird, but it is full of. Everybody's only ever seen him in black. His underwear drawer is like a rainbow. It is magical.
So there's a story to this. And the story is, when buying black cotton socks, they all look the same when you first get them, but some of them, they sort of shrink up when you wash them. Some of them fade, some of them don't. Some of them have got different sort of thicknesses of elastic at the top of the sock or around the ankle. And then when washing them, pairing them up together to get two like socks rather than your feet looking like that is jolly difficult. So I said to myself, do you know what? I am going to get some coloured socks. I could do with a splash of a bit of something quirky on Instagram called Oddballs that does a subscription that once a month you matching socks and pants in. So I thought that'll do. So that's why my sock drawer / undies drawer. Because you see, the other thing is now what I have to do is I have to match the socks to the pants and sort of stick them together because I couldn't wear the wrong ones or the other way around. That would just be weird. Yeah. Last Eno. They were called volcano, maybe because there was some orange on it.
They were hot.
Moving on. I don't know what to move on to. Oh, yes, I do. So let's see, what have we got? Cadfile, Kevin Cadfile, member for 22 months. Thanks for the 2 years, and your channel and community has made life a lot easier to live. I'm really glad. You know, I do sometimes get messages from people who watch my stuff. Who some of them aren't in Discord, some of them are, but a number of people say that sort of the escapism of being able to watch the content I produce really helps them get through the day to day, and that I really like that. I think it feels a little bit like giving, which is nice. And I'm nothing unusual. There are lots of different content creators, and different people will get their escapism and their support from different content creators. But I am very glad that some people can get that from what I do, because I don't try particularly hard with the content. It just so happens that when I open my mouth and drivel, what I record, some people like. So I'm glad you guys do, and I'm glad it's able to be helpful in the day to day. And that's when I shot her, Your Honor. Okay, that was a little bit off the wall. So
I think that's about the pants.
Pants. Okay.
Draw.
Oh, okay. Ah, right. Yes. Oh, apparently, Sarah is nodding in agreement that pairing black socks is a nightmare.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I'd had enough of it. I had enough.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Because even when you do things like throw them all out and buy all new, all the same style, same producer, you still can't pair the damn thing up.
Oh, read out the joke. Read out the joke.
Which joke? From whom?
From Sanguinary Guard. I can never say that. From Mr. Guard.
From Mr. Guard.
It starts off with, speaking of DIY.
Okay. Oh, and I've missed a super thingy from Joe as well. Okay, all right, we'll come back to that then. Okay, Sanguinary Guard. Speaking of DIY, I once really liked tractors, but then a few years later I had to breathe in the smoke from a fire. It was easy being an Extractor fan.
Oh, boom. I love jokes like that.
I have heard one similar before. It is very good.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it. Kevin thinks it's the 14th of August, not the 1st.
The 14th might be the date I published the videos rather than the date I uploaded them. I might have loaded them all on the same day and then published them at a different date. Oh, I've closed the window. Bugger.
You can't say that on here.
Bogger?
You can't say that. It's rude.
Bogger.
It's rude. Stop saying it. Oh my God. Sorry, everyone. That is really rude.
So I had a moment with the Thondia campaign. So often, the most difficult part of doing a battle report for me is the start. Because I have to convey a lot of information and it has to be succinct and moderately engaging. So I have to do the hello, today we're playing blah, blah, blah. And then here's the narrative stuff. And then and this is the scenario we're playing. And then this is this, and this is that, and this is the other. And I have to read it all out. And I used to do most of that in one go. But as my brain's been a bit poorlier of late, one of the things I have to do is do it in small chunks. Because often what happens is I'll have the phone and I'll go, hello, and welcome to the such and such and such and such. And today we're doing and this is rubbish, isn't it? I can't use this. Or words to that effect. And then stop, then delete it, and then do it again. What I managed to do on the first episode of the Thondia campaign is start to go, and today we're doing this. Oh no, that's terrible. Stop. And then film it again properly, and didn't delete it. So the start of this campaign that I've been building up for months, the very first thing you see me do is go, and this is rubbish. There are no words. And especially ironic because all weekend the guys have been saying to me, oh, do an outtake video. I mean Nick. Do an outtake video. Everyone on Discord will love to see the outtakes. I'm like, I can't do the outtakes. I can't keep the clips because if I keep the clips, I will accidentally edit them into a real video. And that'll mean people will end up hearing me go, I can't use that. Oh, the irony. Irony so thick you can brush your teeth with it.
Joe's comment.
Mm-hmm. Just having a quick Diet Coke moment. Still no sponsorship there.
Joe, beige is not the king of all colours. No way, beige. No.
So, Immortal Joe, member for 22 months. I'm so happy you fell into AOS because it is so obvious you love the game. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do. I really do. Because do you know something? It doesn't tax my mind. That's one of the reasons I like it. And I am really getting to enjoy the narrative. There's so many books, and most of them are really good. And especially the Gotrek Gurneson series. Gotrek the Realm Slayer, then Gotrek the Ghoul Slayer, Gotrek the Git Slayer, and Gotrek the Soul Slayer. They are all really good. I'm really enjoying those. They're my equivalent of the Caiaphas Cain of the AOS world. And then Psoriasis Underwear is the best colour in the world. Beige. You see, Joe, I so rarely see you wearing beige if it's the best colour in the world.
Joe, I've never seen you wear beige underwear. Oh, maybe not for this channel.
Never seen you wear beige.
Sorry.
Just
beige.
Put the full stop in a different
Sorry,
place.
forget I said underwear, Joe. Sorry about that. He did say not to say.
You're getting in trouble for absolutely no reason. Because some random woman on the internet's talking about his undies.
Oh, no, it's only me. We seem to have missed a question from Niall Walsh. What are your thoughts on Universal Special Rules in 40k 10th edition?
My thoughts?
Your thoughts?
My thoughts? Yes,
Your
please!
Thoughts,
yes, please! I want them. And I'll tell you why I want them.
Go for it.
Because,
we're all listening.
And I've rambled about this before, and I need to make sure that it continues to be a ramble and not a rant. It's possibly a rant.
No, it's got to be. It's got to be
a ramble. I can't.
No ranting. No.
I've been told.
No.
Okay,
you can't pay any more fines.
So, back in the day, in 4th ed, more or less, through to even in 2nd ed to an extent, through to 7th ed, you had Universal Special Rules, and 7th ed, there were a lot of them. And you had to learn them all because they were referenced in different places. And you needed to understand what all the rules were because it would say in your codex, unit has this rule. It was like, okay, that's a lot to learn to play the game. Fair enough. Then we went to 8th edition, where there were no universal special rules, and the sheets would say everything on there. And most of the data sheets said, can set up 9 inches away on from the table, from another unit, or gets a reroll. Now in 9th edition, we don't just have data sheets that say that. We have data sheets that say like 5 things on them, and then army special rules across a dozen pages in the book that all cross-reference each other and in such a wordy way that makes them borderline unreadable. And in order to play your army, you have to learn wording of every page because they all get reproduced all over the place, but often they'll do them slightly differently. For whatever good or bad reason, they will do them very differently. And when someone says to me, oh, this unit has Soul Shatter, then I have to say, Shatter do. As Soul Shatter on one unit might mean this, and another unit might mean that, and another unit might mean something totally different. So we have to learn rules that every unit in every codex. That is a lot of rules. Back in the day, in 7th ed, the core rule... So in 9th, we've got a very, very, very slim core rule set with not a lot of complexity in it. It's faster than 8th, but it's still relatively slim. Then we have a metric elephant ton of rules in each and every codex that we have to know if we're going to play. And if you want to know what your opponent's army does, you have to learn those rules as well. Or inquire about them all the time whilst you're playing. Lots of that time spent in explanation and so on. Back in the day in 7th ed, there were a lot of core rules that you had to know before you could play the game, but you had to learn them once. And if you said, your opponent said, this is a monster, or this unit has smash, or this unit has feel no pain, you knew exactly what it meant. And even now, we still often coin deep strike and feel no pain, or we abbreviate feel no pain down to it's got a shrug. And sorry, we just had Lemmy navigating lots of open drinks.
Gosh.
So I am massively in favor of universal special rules that are so your codex is slim and consistent, and only if it needs to deviate from the special rules does it elaborate in the codex. So if someone says to you, this unit has Hammer of Wrath, we all know what it does. The target unit takes a strength in the charging unit. That's what it was, I think. Might have been strength 3. I think it was strength 4. It's been a while. Another quick coke break.
Were they hobnobs? Where are the hobnobs?
Someone talking about hobnobs?
I'm just asking where the hobnobs are.
We don't talk about hobnobs. No. So the hobnobs are in the basket downstairs. They've been brought in preparation for something that may or may not be happening on Saturday. It's secret code. So somebody has made an internet thing about being obsessed with hobnobs. So you buy and feed this person hobnobs, and it's sort of like, yeah.
Oh, I'm not in the loop then. Sorry. No, I just thought that they meant they were hobnobs and dogs.
What's being said? What's being said? hobnobs. There are hobnobs. Flat Cat Warrior. Yeah, you see, that's a reference to the person who likes hobnobs. Winters has a thing for hobnobs. So sometimes if you sort of flash a packet of hobnobs, people think, oh, it's Winter's turning up.
Oh, I see.
Aaron 582 Railways, member for 14 months. Is it just me, or is using heat to straighten Forge World parts one of its biggest drawbacks? Yes, one of its biggest drawbacks. Some of it's too thick to do with hot water, so that you have to do a hairdryer. But if you leave it on too long, the part goes, rather than being bent, it goes and becomes like virtually liquid and deformed. And yeah, not a big fan of Forge World resin models these days. I much prefer the plastics that G-Dubs produces. It's just easier to work with. You don't have to try scrubbing them to get the mold, the oil off from the mold on it. And yeah, there.
I think we've got Serrated Sun War Games. He's copied something from Discord, a question from Discord, and put it into this chat.
Okay.
So yeah, so he says, would you want to see rules for Chaos Guard in the Guard Codex? If so, do you think they should have access to cultist keywords units from the Chaos Marines Codex?
Yes and yes. So yeah, I mean it makes sense to me. I mean, GW produced they produced Knights and Chaos Knights at the same time for a very similar pattern. I think part of me says the better thing to do would be to have a Chaos Cults book. Sorry, a cultist book. And then you could have sort of Chaos Cults, Xeno Cults, Gene Stealer Cults. And you can have a lot of basic units that you then layer individual rules on top of. Neatly getting around the having to refer back to get. You could decide what Imperial Guard units that they would have in that book. I think there's got to be a neat way of doing that, and putting the traitors and the Imperial Guard in one book. Yep, I'm fine with that. Anything that's going to let me do a Chaos Cults army on the table and do it properly. Yeah, completely. I'll just find another member chat that I haven't read out.
Oh, I've got it, but yeah, go for it. I've got it on here. Yeah.
So Wolf Corgi, member for 12 months, said, I used to be a werewolf, but I'm all right now. No.
Got it in stereo then, guys. Do you want another one?
Yes, please.
James Wood says, "Hey Paul, any chance of this question? I should just write this down every week. Any chance of
playing Horus Heresy
on the channel in the future?" Oh, I have to read it out because not everybody will have heard the answer.
So, not in the near future. For two reasons. One is I don't have the headspace to learn a brand new system. Although that's not the most significant reason, because a lot of it is very similar to 7th Ed, so I think I'll pick that up relatively quickly. The main reason is that it's collecting lots of new armies for a new system is one part of it. If I start playing Horus Heresy, there'll be another 20 armies in the house before I can blink.
No.
Uh,
Bit of heckling.
um, and
Oh,
there's not a huge amount of scope for narrative variety because the nature of the Horus Heresy is all mapped out and defined. Pretty much, by and large, we know where it's for the Ultramarines, for the sake of argument, where it starts and where it finishes and who they encounter in between. There's only so much you can go, but this small group randomly met this other small group. And then say, well, actually, now the Ultramarines are going to fight against the Emperor's children, for the sake of argument. And with most of my narrative games, they are being played in what is effectively the present time. I can make can't not be right. GW, let's say for the sake of argument, says, and the squats never met the orcs, then I wouldn't do any games with squats and orcs. So, yeah, it's all happening in the past, and yeah, just doesn't do it for me for that reason. It's one of the reasons I never really played or haven't tried any bolt action or any of the historical stuff. It just, if I'm not recreating the battle in the exact way, it doesn't feel right. But that didn't happen. So yeah, no Horus Heresy in the immediate future. I'm not ruling it out forever, but I've got so many other projects on that I'm enthusiastic for much more than that. So yeah, not likely.
Sorcerer Dave's just put a comment in about the.
Okay. I don't know. I think the Heresy was such a huge war, and so many legions had garrison forces all over the galaxy that you can get away with an awful lot, in my opinion. Yeah, you can get away with a lot of odd games, but I don't want to just do the real fringe. I won't want to just do the real fringe stuff. I won't want to do, and this small garrison of such and such fights this small garrison of these others, because I might want to get other units and go, actually, well, hang on, how come this small garrison has a Spartan assault tank? Because it's a defensive garrison and XYZ. So that doesn't do it for me. And sorry, Lemmy. And that view may change. That view may change over time, but that's what it is at the minute. Yeah. Quick break. I've got any more.
I don't know whether you've got any in Discord. I don't know whether you want to open it up or you want me to do it.
Yes, I can open Discord up.
You do that.
Da-da-da. Captain. There's an announcement. Oh, that was me. Live stream topics. So no, nothing. Nothing new. There was the rules for Chaos Guard units in the Guard Codex, and then one from yourself on the super hottest day of ever, saying, "Stay hydrated. We're not rambling tonight. We're all going to pass out."
Oh yeah. Oh God, yes.
That was warm. That was warm. Had like all the blinds down and not open. Apparently, it's a thing that if it's too hot outside, you don't want the windows open to let the hot air in. So it's like, okay, I'm going to give this a try. All the windows were battened shut, all the curtains drawn, all the blinds down, desperately trying to Whew. Desperately trying to not melt. It worked reasonably well. But it's when the ceramic floor ceases to be cooling that you're like, oh, this is a problem. This is a problem. It's like the floor is lava. Come on, guys, hit me up with some random stuff.
Or can I say thank you for my picture?
You absolutely can.
I just wanted to say it is absolutely amazing. Sarah, that's Mrs. Mick the mechanic. Mick the machine.
Mick the
Sorry,
machine.
not the mechanic. That's my Mick who's the mechanic.
He's got a spanner next to his name.
Yeah,
doesn't make him a
I
mechanic.
know. Yeah, I know. So I just wanted to say a massive thank you. She has done the logo for Crimson. She did the logo for Say Hi Paul with the beard. Is it 3D? It's 3D, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like layers of mounting card cut out, sort of inlaid.
Yeah, it looks like your beard is like just deep, goes deep, doesn't it? It does. Yeah. Loads of room to that neck. And then my hair. And my hair is amazing. My red hair is amazing. And they're in the garage. We nearly said studio then. They're in the garage and they look brilliant together. They do look absolutely fantastic. So I ought to take a picture and put it on Discord, really. But if you've watched any of the latest videos and things, you'll see them together. They look amazing. So thank you, Sarah, Mrs. Mick the Machine, for doing that. I love it. Thank you.
So I can see a question.
Go on, then. Go for it.
From Immortan Joe. What's the best piece of war gear in 40k? Easy answer. No question. Vortex grenade. Oh yes. You didn't specify an edition. Second edition Vortex grenade. You throw it. It leaves a template on the table that stays there forever, that randomly scatters around and moves each turn. If it touches a model, it's destroyed. Nah. Woo! Oh, the wind's changed.
Moog.
How likely do you think it is they'll re-release Mechanicum stuff in plastic? How likely do I think it is? Well, I don't know. Maybe I am entirely imagining it, but maybe I've had my head in the sand, but I haven't seen a huge amount of stuff come out for Forge World in recent days, months, weeks. It almost feels like the long-term strategy is to wind Forge World up, or maybe just keep it for the really big stuff. In which kicking you. In which case, it wouldn't surprise me too much if they did. I'd like them to. There are some very, very, very cool models in there, and the concepts. I like the Mechanicum more than I like the Mechanicus, because the Mechanicus are a little bit too. They're a little bit too fantasy. So, for example, if I remember rightly from playing Winters a long while ago now, the sort of Mechanicum thralls have like Laslocks, and they can have like programs put into them, and they're sort of really sort of grim, dark automaton type things. Whereas your Skitarii Rangers are there with like wooden flintlock rifle things that are okay. They're a bit special, and the thingy copters. I mean, I can see that would be a sort of cool construct for like one model, but as like a standard production line type thing, I prefer a much more It's all right. Just do it. Just do it. We're going to have a brief interlude whilst Crimson opens her sweets.
They're wine gums, if anyone wants one.
And
if anyone comes over, they're in the office to help yourself.
And if anyone wants one, there's probably a shop nearby that sells them.
What do you mean?
They're all over the world.
What do you mean?
They can't commit. The cost of coming here for a wine gum is prohibitive.
I said if anyone comes, I'm just saying, as a standard, if anyone comes, then they can have a wine gum.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, right.
Oh my god.
I know. I'm such a cretin.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yes, I am.
I know, wine gums, Chris. You see, Chris would be interested in my wine gums.
So I quite like to see them do the mechanical stuff in plastic. I like the aesthetic and the notion. It's much more grimdark for me rather than steampunk. And I do like a bit of steampunk. I really do. It just doesn't fit AdMech for me. So steampunk, that sort of feels much more Rogue Trader-ish. A lot of what they've got in the current AdMech range would feel more like a sort of Rogue Trader force to me than an AdMech force. But hey. Should I just do stuff with the thing? Or...
Yeah, I'm not writing it down anymore.
Okay. Any idea when we might see your ogres in a battle rep? I recently got some from an ex-fantasy player and would love to see them. You've got a few AOS armies that, for one reason or another, I've not used either very much or at all. I did a bunch of units for my Nighthawks that I haven't used. There's the ogres. The Skaven I have used now. My Cities of Sigmar I haven't used yet. It all depends what happens when I come to do games with people. Because often I say, what do you fancy playing? And we go from there. The ogres will be coming into it because I have plans to do a series of battle reports. This is a way off in the future. A series of battle reports recreating the Siege of Excelsis. I sort of have this notion that there's probably a dozen battle reports over a long period of time sort of dripped out that tells that story. Because there's a Skaven uprising, there's a Slanesh cult, there are ogres, there's Gloomspite Gits, there is Gargants attacking walls, there's a rampage through Gur to get to Excelsis, there's Kragnos, there's a lot to do there. There's a lot to do.
You've missed the Serrated Sun War Games question.
What have I missed?
Forge World can't make models for 40k or AOS anymore, only HH and specialist games. I asked at Warhammer World.
Ah, right, okay, so it's only the niche games. Horus Heresy and specialist games. That would make sense.
Mm.
That would make sense.
Have you done the ogres question? So I'm writing.
Another ogres question.
Were there any ideas when we might see your ogres in a bat rep?
Yes, done that one.
Ah, good stuff. I'll bring my shrubs round and kick your Cities of Sigmar at some point if you like.
That sounds like code.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
I'll bring my shrubs round and kick your Cities of Sigmar. Okay. I'm so sorry. Are the Fire Slayers in Excelsis? Not strictly speaking. But the scope.
And this one from Joe.
Oh. Joe.
Lovely Joe.
If we can bully Tom, we could get him to play the Stonehorn and the Thunder Tusks on the channel. No, I'm not. I'm not good with bullying anyone.
I am.
To do, well,
I'm all right with it.
there's no words for that.
Bogger. That's a word.
That's what I said before when you thought I said bugger.
Oh, you said bogger.
Yes.
Oh, you can say that. You just
Yes.
can't say bugger.
I then tried spelling it for you, and you said I don't care. It's still disgusting.
Oh no, it's
So
bugger. It's
bugger, not bugger.
It's bugger. You can't say.
Can't say
Don't
bugger.
say
Got
bugger. No matter what.
it. Okay.
Totally different meaning.
I will not say bugger.
Don't say bugger.
Okay.
Again.
What can't I say?
Bugger.
Got it.
Not anymore. The fines are embarrassing.
With you. Mm.
Sharp said it.
Sharp said, oh, bugger and bloody. Bugger and bloody. He says both of those a lot.
So sexy when he says it, though. Very, very sexy. I know Sarah will agree. Yes.
Moog saying Bogger is definitely a Nottingham Midlands ism. Well, I picked it up off Jasper Carrot in The Detectives.
Yeah, Mick, you're absolutely right. Don't say that word while you're filming, especially when you are in the garage with the door shut. Don't do it. Well, it depends who you're with. Anyway, moving on. Any more questions in Discord?
Oh, Mick the Machine asks, any plans to play Necromunda? Well, I guess it's a different question to Horus Heresy. I've got the Necromunda books, and I even went as far as buying myself a couple of gangs. You will notice they are still in the cellophane. This was about the time I was going to be coming up to having a big break, and I thought I can do loads of stuff. Because I also wanted to do this, and I really, of all the things I have on the shelves that I haven't been able to do anything with yet, I desperately want to do this, but I just cannot find the time to do the whole thing. There's always something more pressing to do in Warhammer Land. But if I ever manage to go full time, which it's a lovely notion, but it really isn't looking very possible. I'd love to do some Necromunda campaigns, but yeah. No, probably not. Probably not in the foreseeable future. There's just no bandwidth. Although saying that, maybe it could be a weekend thing where a small group of us just churn through a boatload of games. I don't know. That format seemed to work quite well, apart from the fact that it nearly killed 4 people who were involved, and it took us all a week to recover. And I could barely speak for 7 days afterwards, which was interesting at work. So maybe that's a notion. The problem with that is learning a new campaign and getting all the terrain painted. There's so much terrain to paint. Oh yes, I bet they did. Yum. What were you yumming?
I was yumming with Sarah.
Oh, drooling over Sean Bean or Sean Bourne.
Yeah, Sean Bourne.
Got it.
Yeah.
Say hi, Paul. If you learn to play Necromunda, that gives me an excuse to start playing it again. Lol. Any plans to do some Tiddlywinks bat reps? I wonder if I were to... Where's my phone gone? Oh, it's under a bunch of stuff. Or can I fish it out? If I were to go onto YouTube and Google and search for Tiddlywinks on the YouTubes. How do you spell that then? Tiddlywinks. 99,000 views 4 years ago. The World Singles Tiddlywinks Championships, 201,000 views. How to play Tiddlywinks 1.3. Beginner's Guide to Tiddlywinks. I mean, the market's cornered. I think the market is cornered in Tiddlywinks. Show me exactly where they tiddled your wink. I don't think we're going to do that.
I've responded.
You've not made it better. I
didn't say I had.
I fiddle his wink generally around 8:15 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Tiddle. That should say tiddle. Spell check. Seriously, it was spell check.
I fiddle his wink around 8:15 on a Tuesday.
Oh gosh, I've gone so red.
And then we're ready for streaming at past. That's not impressive.
Oh dear. Thank you. Thanks, Dave.
Well.
Oh dear.
I think that's a good point to wrap up, to be quite honest.
It's really warm in here. Ooh.
So, on that happy note, let's move to the thank yous.
Okay, let's just do that now.
Quickly.
Yes. Oh, I've got another question. Did you answer them?
I don't know.
Did you answer?
I don't know.
Shush. Did you answer this question? Just read it, please.
Forge World can't make models. Yes, we discussed
We
that.
did that.
We did that one.
Okay, I can't remember what we've done now and what we've not done.
And Chris Richards can't paint for laughing.
Oh, so move on.
I can't tell which bit of his hair and which bit's face now.
God, no, you absolutely can't. I am so ready. It's so warm in here, I tell you.
Yes, it is.
Whew.
So the thank yous.
Nick. Twice.
Mick. Thank you, sir. Legend.
And James used his 18 months comment. Joe and Kevin, 22 months. That's brilliant, isn't it? Wolf Corgi, 12 months. And just wanted to do another quick shout out for Paul Fest 3.
Paul Fest 3. Check it out in Discord.
Contact me.
Oh. Sorcerer Dave for the Will You Play Horus Heresy swear jar.
Oh, thank you, Dave.
This is like that
Dave,
episode.
does that really look like you? Do you really look like that, Dave?
Well, it's interesting because Dave changed his picture to.
It looks like Luigi.
Well, it's a character out of Fallout, the computer game, but he grew a mustache to try and make him a character. No, I'm not. I haven't seen Dave in the flesh, as it were, for a number of years now, since way pre-COVID. But yeah, there was a bit of likeness going on, if I remember right, Dave. You were trying to mimic your image. He's gone very quiet. Maybe I'm upsetting him by bringing back traumatic memories.
Yeah, well, not the first time.
He has a beard nowadays.
Oh, a beard.
The moustache has been consigned rightly to the history books.
Like a nice beard.
It's
Yeah.
Is that all the thank yous?
Yeah, me too, Mick. Yeah, I think it is.
Big thank you to Crimson for being my long-suffering admin. And thank you to all my supporters, channel members, Patreons, and all you good folks watching and contributing and watching the adverts. It all helps. Every little helps.
Are we gonna talk about, just very, very briefly before we go, any ideas for the anniversary? Because we had an idea, didn't we? So if people want to put their ideas on Discord, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's no guarantee we'll be able to do them, but
we're going to
any
do
ideas
something quite simple, weren't we?
Yeah, we could maybe do that in the streaming slot next week.
Okay, no problem.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll work something out. All right, take care, everyone, and we will see you in the next one. Say bye, Crimson.
Bye, Crimson.
Bye. Bye.